assignment-wise and things like that. But at the end of the day, it's the guys that can get it done when it's live, and who's going to finish and play the way we want to play.
Jonah Monahan has gotten 3 straight days at first team left tackle. Is he leading that race right now?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's just one of those things, with the reps and where they're at right now, we're just trying to get out there and move a lot of people around. And so, he's went 3 straight days there. Like I said, it's still a race right now. There's nobody that's I would sit there and say he's clear cut or nothing right now. But I'm happy where he's been. I think he's done a good job. At some point, as we get closer and closer to the first game, we've got to start figuring out, start trying to settle in on some guys, and keep them on one spot as opposed to keep moving them around like we have.
What's the thought process of having Cortland Ford at right tackle?
Just, it's one of those things. You don't ever really have, it's not as simple as just saying have it too deep and the guy's a right or left tie. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times you have, a top 7 or a top 8. You have a rotation, backup center, maybe a backup guard, maybe a backup tackle. And those guys have to either play both sides or you have a backup left side player, backup right side. So just depending on your situation, with your personnel, you got to be multiple for, like I said, any scenario that pops up during the season to make sure that no matter what, your best 5 is out there at any given time.
Is Casey Collier out here today?
That'd be a question for Coach.
Okay.
What was your impression of Jonah just for first day in full pads?
Like I said, we weren't on the field as much as we had been in the back, so we were a little bit off. It's hard to sit there and give you an honest answer on that until we watch the tape. I don't remember, seeing anything that I thought he did bad or poor or anything. So that's obviously a good thing, if you're not getting noticed out there. But I know there's a couple times I think he made some pretty good, some communication to the center to help us out in the right fronts and stuff like that. He's a real sharp kid, and really could, like I said, he's a kid that has a real bright future. And honestly, if we train him that way, he could play any position on the O-line.
Are there any thoughts on how you'll handle snap at left tackle going into the scrimmage on Saturday?
No, like I said, he's a very diligent worker. He works extremely hard every time he steps on the field. He's worked hard, ever since we've got here, both sides and fundamentals and drills like that. So as far as him going right to left and things like that, it's not like he's just played right or just played left. He's got a lot of work and his fundamental work, in the fundamental periods on both sides. So, you hope to master that becomes, muscle memory, those things like that. So it shouldn't affect those guys.
What are the key things you're looking for in that left tackle position battle?
Again, it's I'm not one of those guys that believes that you have to have your best player at the left tackle position. I think in today's college game, with a lot of field boundary teams and people flipping their lines this, that, and the other, you get just as strong a rusher on the right side as you do on the left side sometimes, So, again, it's just trying to find out the option, find our best 5 out there, and, maybe that is him on the left, and maybe it's Cortland on the right or McKenzie on the right. So we're just trying to, again, experiment as much as we possibly can through these kind of periods that so we can kind of figure it out as we get in the next 2 weeks or so.
Is there like a particular skill set that you're looking at left tackle though?
I want them both to be equally good. I don't, my last couple of years at Wazoo, Cole Madison was a draft pick playing right tackle for us, and at times you would probably say he would have been our best player, So I don't really look for a certain skill set or nothing like that. I'd like both of them to be dominant tackles, obviously. So, but yeah, it's just going out there to again put our best 5 out there in the best situation possible.
Has anybody impressed you so far today?
It's hard to tell today. I don't think anybody stood out. There wasn't one kid I'd say that was above anybody else. I don't think we were just awful out there today, but I definitely think we've had better moments in camp so far.
How do you balance finding the best 5 and also not jeopardizing the chemistry that they could build during this time?
That's a tough. I mean, that's where we got to start making tough decisions in the near future, because at some point as we get closer to September, we got to have some chemistry, up there. It can't be one of those things where they don't know what they're going to go into mock week or game week as far as which side they're going to play. So, as we get closer to that date, we really need to settle in and start building some chemistry and continuity amongst those guys at the positions they're going to play.
We've seen some pairings, though, on each side of the line. Is that
It's just kind of coincidence. Maybe.
Okay.
It's not anything that, as far as we think these 2 kids play together, these guys, it's not like that.
Mason Murphy's gotten some reps the past couple of days. For a true freshman, how's it like being a freshman?
Really impressed for a true freshman. Obviously, coached by a great Trojan, Pat Harlow. I know he trained a bunch of my guys down here for the combine and things like that. So he came in here, giant skills. He had been with Coach Vianney's dad and things like that. So he was really polished coming in. He's a talented kid, but again, he's one of those, where I walked into a situation with really high character kids that love football and they really want to be good. And so he's retained a lot of information early, and he's got a bright future. And I think he's just scratching the surface. But I've been really excited. Like I said, we played 2 days. He's pretty much ran with the twos and got 2 reps. And like I said, it's one of those things you're not out there going like, well, we had a good day, but that guy's killing us because he's not ready. That's not like that. I mean, he looks like he belongs out there with that group.